Hey! Hey! Hey, are you okay?
Do you copy? Over. Please respond. You better not be dead, man. Over.
He is. He's dead.
Oh, shit. I had a good feeling about him. You kill him?
What? No. Absolutely not. Why would... Listen, you have to make a call. I need help.
Sure. We all need help around here.
This isn't funny. Call someone, please.
Oh, boy. Let me be the first to officially welcome you to the end. The uncivilization.
What are you on about?
We're in a shitstorm, brother. And the forecast ain't about to change anytime soon. Society has imploded, and now it's every man for himself.
What? You're fucking crazy.
And you sound like my first wife. When I was prepared, and I survived. Listen, kid. Take a long, hard look at our friend. That's gonna be you. Very soon. Unless you get your shit together and find a way to survive. You copy that?
What do I do?
Well, you can start by checking the poor bastard for supplies. He won't be needing them anymore.
Yes, he's got a gun. It's empty. It's fucking empty. Fuck! What now?
You stay alive. Top priorities. Avoid dehydration, avoid hunger, always be on the lookout for food and drink. And find a weapon that don't rely on ammo.
There's a house.
Yeah, it's probably been ransacked already. But if you're lucky, you might find something useful. You got two choices. Option one, stay near the coast and stock up on supplies. But be warned, there's a lot of activity in those parts, and you might bump into hostiles.
And option two?
Head inland ASAP. But get lost out here without supplies and, well, you're fucked.
I can't believe this is happening.
And a word of advice, be wary of built-up areas. Sure, there's more to loot, but other survivors will flock to them like flies to shit.
So, like, risk versus reward?
Yeah, with the emphasis on risk.
Okay. I'm here. Heading inside.
Keep an eye out for decent clothing. Weather around here can be unpredictable. Exposure is sure as hell a shitty way to go.
There's a crowbar.
That should do the job. You won't find much ammo around here, so melee weapons is usually the way to go. Quieter, too.
Do you think I'll have to... What the fuck was that?
What was what?
There's a really creepy sound coming from the back room.
Oh, fuck. I would advise a retreat.
Oh, shit!
If you can hear me, go for the head. If you ain't dead...
Fucker!
Please...
Come on!
Please respond. Damn. Well, it's nice knowing you, kid.
Piece of shit! What the fuck was that?
Thought I lost you there, son. Meet the infected. Majority population of Chernarus. Best to avoid in the future.
Fuck. I'm bleeding. I'm fucking bleeding.
All right. Keep your panties on, Dorothy. Just gotta patch yourself up quickly. You got a bandage?
No.
Okay. Then find something sharp and tear your shirt into rags.
Where do I go now? What do I do?
Like I said, try and stay alive. You can navigate using signs and landmarks, and Chernarus has a lot of tourist trails. Oh, and if you're lucky enough to stumble upon a map...
Yeah? Do you copy? Shit.
G'day everybody, welcome to Zombie Bites Everything. Got some DayZ. Gonna be doing some more with Bubbles here. Should be picking up exactly where we left off. And where we left off is we needed to make a fire. Unable to get server. Hey, why are we unable to get server? Is it in the process of resetting or something? Let me be right. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. I got Topeka looking into it. For some reason, the server had been stopped. No reason for it to do that, but yeah. Topeka's looking into it now. She hit the restart button, and hopefully that sorts it out. And she'll let me know. I had to wake her up because it's all done on her iPad, and I don't like trying to navigate her iPad. Like, if it's still in the Safari, I'll check it out, but if it's not, then I don't know how she does it. So, ready? Okay. And there we go. Alright, as we were saying, we're going to pick up where we left off, which means we need to light the fire, cook some fish, and then we can go looking for our boat. I think I know where it is. I think I might have been looking on the wrong side. Thank you, my dear. Oh, did Jimmy's finish? Let's just make sure all the doors are shut so we don't have to worry about any zombies coming in. Oh, Jimmy did finish. Okay. I need to see if I can... I want to see if I can cook this with 6 pieces of stick and 5 rags. I'll put the other log on if it gets low and I haven't cooked it all in time, but let's just see how we go. I'm pretty confident we'll get this all cooked. Possibly even the potato. Let's just drop that so we don't overheat. You know what? Let's just put this log on. G'day, Jimmy. How you going, mate? I was looking at your stream and all of a sudden it ended. I was like, just put his link up too. Come on, potato, defrost. I want to peel you. Potato. Aussie Roxanne Shanty on the mic. Roxanne, you don't have to put on a red line. Roses are over. You don't have to sell your body to the night. Remember 48 Hours? Eddie Murphy singing that in the fucking cell? Roxanne! Jesus Christ. An ordinary garden variety potato can be replanted to grow even more potatoes. It tastes the best when peeled. Fuck you, DayZ devs. Roxanne is a goddess of hip-hop. Oh, okay. Yeah, she's so relevant to me. The first thing I heard of when you said Roxanne was either the Steve Martin movie or Eddie Murphy singing the Police song Roxanne. Yeah, I don't know who the fuck she is. Goddess, is she? Okay. I'll have to take your word for it. Hey, Miss Pickup. How you going? Yeah, I don't know who Roxanne... I don't know who this person is, Roxanne. I don't listen to the radio. I don't listen to the radio. I don't watch TV. Nah. All right, roasting a potato. You stupid looking potato. There, I roasted it. I bet you wish you were an onion. At least then you'd have a cool hairstyle. Look like a Hare Krishna with an onion head. I'm a hip-hop nuffy. She's 80s. Oh, okay. Still don't even know who she is. Sorry about that. Sorry to Roxanne. There's a blizzard out there, so we'll wait for that blizzard to pass us. I'm not going to go running out there. I'll just lose my heat buff too quick. Yeah, no, I grew up with a I grew up with a mother who was very, very racist. If there was anything that sort of hinted towards black culture or anything like that, my mum didn't play it. It didn't allow it in the house or anything like that. And she disappointed with me because I didn't grow up like her. She disappointed in me because I married an Aboriginal woman. My mum hates it. She's dead now, so I don't give a shit. You know. And let that be a lesson to people out there. When you start fucking having problems with race and shit like that, you might lose your children. They might fucking go, fuck you, you're a racist. And my mum used to tell people, I'm not a racist. She used to do that whole, I'm not a racist, I hate everybody equally shit. But, you know, no, I grew up with her. She was a flat-out fucking racist. She is such a racist. You ask her, who blew up Challenger? She'd go, black guy did it. You know, who started World War II? Black guy did it. That's my mum. That's how racist she was. She was like that. I've always raised my kids to, you know, don't judge people by their race, judge them by their actions. And don't judge the whole race by one person's actions. All right? That's how I've always raised my kids, because it's ridiculous. That's the difference, too, when you grow up in a house and you're just a little bit smarter than your own parents, a little bit smarter than the rest of the family, because most of my family are like that, even on my dad's side. Like, my dad doesn't think he's a racist, but he is. He's the type of person who goes, I'm not a racist. I gave $2 to an Aboriginal man who was waiting for a bus. He said he needed bus money, so I gave him $2. How can I be racist? It's like, oh yeah, no, that's an act of generosity, Dad. Yeah, that makes up for all the other fucking racist comments you've made. Every race has wankers, no discrimination. Yeah, that's it. There's no discrimination against race. Every race has wankers. Every race has arseholes. But it's just very hard to pinpoint one particular race and go, they're the worst or they're the problem or the cause, which my family were always like that. My mum was the type of person that... My mum, well, not the type. She actually said it to me one time. I don't care who you marry as long as she's white and speaks English. You know? Which to me, it's like, yeah, that's a pretty racist comment. How can you say you don't care who I marry? And I think she told me that like when I was 9 or 10 or some shit. You know? My mum's the sort of person, she would watch Roots, right? And then she'd go, well, if he didn't want to get whipped, he should have just picked that cotton. That's how my mum was. And it didn't take any extra effort on my part to not be like her, because I was just a different person. I didn't see that as a problem. You know, I didn't see race as a problem. I didn't see disabilities as problems. I didn't see colour of skin as a problem. I didn't see any of that as an issue to me. It was never that was their own hang-ups. I don't know what it was that caused them to be like that, to be angry, horrible people. But yeah. So I just like the fact that at least I didn't grow up. I might have grown up in the environment, but I didn't turn out like them. I'm happy with that. You know, which is, you know, like all the different racist jokes that people make. Yeah, I've heard them all. I heard them all. But I never took anything my mum or any of her friends or any other family members said very seriously, because they were all really bad alcoholics and shit like that. We all got one of those in the family, you know. We all got one of those people. I fucking had way more than one, but we all have one person in the family that just has hate. That's all they are, is hate. They just angry at every single thing. And don't get me wrong, I get angry at things and I hate a lot of things, and there are things that I dislike about people, and you know, that's true, I do, but I don't, not because of the race. Not because of their religion. I don't hate people because of their religion, their politics, or their race, or anything like that. I don't. No, that's not a reason to. You hate the actions. Yeah, I mean, well, that's good. That's good. And when I was growing up, probably would have been the same for you. Get a caning at school, right? And you get canings for reasons that just like, what? That How many times did you get a caning, or did you know someone who got a caning at school? And even now you look back and you think to yourself, yeah, that was probably a bit of an overreaction on the principal or the teacher's behalf. You know, kind of felt like they just enjoyed the fact that they could beat someone's kid. You know, like that scene in fucking Pink Floyd, the War movie. He's getting bullied by his wife, so he's taking the lashings out on the kids and enjoying it. You know, because he can't beat his wife. So he fucking beats the kids at school. I wondered how many times that was happening around Australia and around the world. And I'm so glad that, for the most part, that's not a thing here in Australia anymore. I say for the most part because we have a school here that will do the capital or corporate punishment, or whatever that punishment they had, whatever they named it. They'll do that at the schools. And because it's a Christian school and private Christian school, you have to actually opt out for it. You have to actually tick the box saying, no, I won't let the teachers do that. Now, that was about 10 years ago, maybe. I don't know if anything's changed in that school since. But I don't believe that anybody should be putting hands on another person's kids. Hey, mum and dad want to smack the kid because they know what the rules are in the house and they set the rules down. As long as you're not beating the child, you know, there's a difference between smacking and beating. As long as you're not beating the child, then hey, I'm not going to step in. I'm not going to say anything. You know, if you're breaking a kid's nose and giving them black eyes and breaking arms and legs and leaving them covered in bruises, then I'm going to have something to say. When I was growing up, if someone bullied you, it was always, you know, well, it's just words, isn't it? Don't get offended by words. Don't worry about words. And in some senses, yeah, that's true. It's just words. There's no need to get upset for them. If I can say people shouldn't get offended by a joke, they're just words, then I guess the same it applies to bullying. However, the difference being, when you make a joke, you're making a joke. You're not going out of your way to try and intentionally hurt someone's feelings. When you bully and you use words, 9 times out of 10, you're going out of your way to hurt someone's feelings. And that's where people don't understand there is a difference between having a joke and bullying. When I was growing up, it was, don't worry about it. Just treat it like a joke. You know, treat it like it's just words, like you would a joke, and ignore it. And it's like, it's not hard. It's not easy to ignore it when you've got the teacher walks out the room and the kid in the room wants to keep calling your names and bullying you and getting all the other kids to bully you and call your names too. And then no one wants to play with you at recess because they're all siding with the bully because they're scared of the bully. It doesn't make for a very good learning environment. Yeah, I did for about 2 weeks, only because I was in a foster care home and it was during school time and I had to be enrolled in school. So I was enrolled in school in the same school as the kids that were in that foster home, which happened to be a Catholic school, I think it was. Might not have been Christian, might have been Catholic. I can't remember. Which is the one that do confessions. It's Catholics, isn't it? Yeah, Catholic. And I was in that for like 2 weeks, and then I got put to another, more permanent foster home. And then I got taken out of that school and put into a different one. So, because I don't know why, I'm glad, because I felt that the Catholic school was boring. Their science class was boring. Their science class in the Catholic school I went to was literally dinosaurs don't exist, evolution is wrong, and the only information you need, all the science can be explained in the Bible, that type of attitude. I think I was about 8 years old. And even I knew these guys are full of shit. Yeah, I mean, nowadays though, the risk, the other problem is too, there's a flip side. There's a downside to the no bullying part. Now, that sometimes when you do make a joke, other people that overhear it automatically think you're bullying. They blow it out of proportion and turn something that was nothing into something that was never there. Like, just the way some people, yeah, you see it all the time. People turning every single thing into like here's a TikTok moment that I could get you in a gotcha moment. You know, I can't think of one off the top of my head, but I know we all know what we're talking about here. I guess people call them the woke people, and that every single thing is against them, sort of thing. So it's like nothing's a joke. You're being serious. You're bullying me. It's like, huh? It's like those women that go, when you say there's a video online, some guy walks past this lady, and he goes, "Hello," and she's like, "How dare you sexually assault me?" And he's like, "Excuse me?" And she's like, "You said hello to me. That's sexual assault." And it's like, okay, those types of cunts are taking it too far. They're making a mockery out of it. And it's like, no, you dumb fucks need a slap. Because number one, it takes away from real rape victims, real sexual assault victims. That's number one. Real sexual assault victims would be looking at someone saying hello to them, and they'd be thinking, I wish only somebody said hello to me, but I'm a real sexual assault victim, and worse stuff happened to me than someone saying hello. So and that's the other thing too, it's like bullying is, and people accusing people of bullying, it's like now you can be cancelled if someone accuses you of it. You don't even need proof anymore. Which to me, it's like if someone said to me, someone bullied me, like I got told I was in a Discord and someone put in there, don't go to this person's channel, report him for bullying and terrorism. And I was like, I'm not reporting this cunt. I don't even know who this person is. Why is this person telling everybody in this Discord to report them for bullying and terrorism? They try to convince other people, with no evidence that you should trust them, that this person needs to be cancelled or whatever for their hurt feelings. And that's the other thing too, people need to understand is, well, your hurt feelings are exactly that. They're your hurt feelings, they're not mine. Some people, there are certain things, someone might go, well, they were bullying me. What'd they do? They did A and then they did B. Well, if they did A and then B to me, I wouldn't consider that bullying. Someone might go, no, they weren't bullying, they was having a joke. And I might go, well, fuck, if that was being done to me, I'd think that's bullying. G'day, Nimrod, how you going? KJV Bible is the truth. I don't know what KJV stands for. I know it stands for the King James Bible, but I like to be funny. Yeah, I don't subscribe to any doctrine. I've been involved in nearly all of them. I've been involved in some way in nearly all the different religions there is, except for, I've met some Jewish people, I've broke bread with Jewish people and that, but I've never been a part of the Jewish church or the Jewish faith. I've never been a part of the Buddhists or the Muslims either, but I've been a part of Catholics, Christians, Seventh-day Adventists, Mormons, and a couple of other ones that are around, where I've lived in foster care homes where each one has a different religion. And the one thing I was able to find out was that every single one of them was full of shit. In my opinion. Oh, good for you. I subscribe to the truth. Ah, awesome, mate. If that's what you believe, then that's what you believe. Me, I don't. I'm you know, I'm not. And you talk about the King James Bible, right? King James, the fifth Bible. The one the one that's been translated, because for some reason the original wasn't good enough, so the translated version's better. How can the original one not be the truth, but the one that was transcribed afterwards is? That's the thing I never understood. Why would you not believe the truth? Because I've not been showed enough evidence to allay my doubts. Bet you didn't expect that answer. Show me the evidence. You show me evidence and, then I'll change my mind. But I never, here's the weird thing. I never asked you why you believe. It's always weird. The Christians will always ask you, anybody that believes in religion will always ask you why you don't believe, before the non-believer will say, why do you believe? But the reason why I don't believe is because I've not been given enough evidence to allay my doubts. Because the truth is believable. All right, so in the King James Bible, God created man and woman. He created the earth and all that sort of stuff, right? And I'm going to make some jokes here, whether you like them or not. I'm going to make some jokes here. All right. So, why would a God of any kind create the misery that is on earth? Not one person has come back from the dead and actually said, I've seen God, he is real. And those people that have claimed to have come back from the dead and said that have offered no proof. You have to take their word for it. And when it comes to science, I lean towards science. And here's the reason why I lean towards science. Faith is a denial of observation so beliefs can be preserved. Science just looks for the truth. Everybody that doesn't believe in evolution has automatically, believe in God, has automatically, by default, has proven they have no faith in God. Due to the fact they go, God's intelligent, God's smart, he's able to do everything. Okay. Why couldn't he make evolution a thing? If God's so smart, why can't we just assume that evolution was something he put in place? That things will transform over time. Our millions and millions of years might be days for God. But they have a trouble with evolution. No, evolution is not a theory. You see, there's two versions of the word theory. Theory means, in the context of evolution theory and the Big Bang theory, is the theory of a contraction of two words, of therefore. A happened because B happened, therefore C happened. That's the theory. It's not a theory as in, I think this might have happened. It's a theory as in, therefore, that's how this happened. You see, Christians don't even understand the terminology because they didn't bother to pay attention to words. They went, I've got one book, that's all I need. And most religions have done that. And I'm not having a dig at anybody that's in a religious group or anything like that. You believe whatever you want to believe. I'm not trying to convince anybody to change their faith or anything like that. Just like no one's going to convince me to join a faith. I'm not going to have any evidence to be able to prove that there is no God. I have the exact same amount of evidence that there is no God as any religious group has that there is a God. So there will always be a stalemate. Because I can't prove he doesn't exist, and no one can prove that he does. Well, I mean, well, that's fine for you. The Bible doesn't prove God exists. The Bible is a book made by man. You've already said that man has a choice. So by definition, man has a choice to tell the truth or to lie. You're accepting that 100 men in caves over 1,000 years or whatever wrote a book and that it must be true. Because people have believed in it for so long, therefore it must be true. There's no evidence to support it's true. There's just a word in a book. That's not evidence. Under any other circumstances, if someone was to write a book and say Nimrod likes to rape little old ladies and fuck dogs, should I believe it because it's a book? No. I'm not going to believe it just because it's written in a book. I'm going to want evidence. They show me evidence that Nimrod does that, then I'll believe it. But if they don't show me evidence, I'd consider you a free person. And that's the respect you'd want. You'd want me to go, hang on a second, why are you accusing me of something without evidence? So there's no difference with me saying I will believe something when I'm shown evidence, as opposed to believing something with no evidence. And that's the difference. I want evidence on every single thing, not just about God, on everything. Show me evidence. If someone wants to accuse someone of a crime, show me evidence. Someone wants to accuse someone of infidelity, show me evidence. Someone wants to say someone's the best musician in the world, show me evidence. Someone wants to prove to me that you can break the sound of the speed of sound with the tail end of a whip, show me evidence. I've seen the evidence of that. It can be done. Show me evidence there's a God. And this isn't a God talk speech thingy anyway, just so you know. I mean, I don't really care about religion or politics and anybody's beliefs in it. Everybody's belief is personal. And I don't want to be talking about this the whole time. And by the way, I mean, just because I say that, that's not an admission of, you know, anything. That's not you being able to go, ha, I got you, I proved you right or wrong or whatever, anything. I'm not proving you wrong or right. I'm not even trying to. Just saying from where I sit, I don't have enough evidence to convince me. No evidence to, as I said before, allay my doubts. And it's the most respectful way I can put it. It is a boring subject, isn't it? It's a chat killer. Religion's a chat killer. Look, I'm going to write something in chat. You're talking about truth, not religion. Well, you're saying the Bible. That is religion, right? So, by definition, you are 100% talking about religion. There you go. There's my last thing I'm saying on it. Science adjusts its views based on what's observed. Faith is a denial of observation so that beliefs can be preserved. Yeah, I already had this prepped because I know the type of people that talk about this, and I just like, nah, I'm not talking about it anymore. Some people get really caught up with it, and I'm just going to sit here and say, no, I don't believe. That's all I got. No, I don't believe. You're not showing me enough evidence telling me that a book is truth because it's a book. That's the only evidence you got. It's a book. I can tangibly touch it. I can read it. That means it's truth. No, there's no evidence in there that says it's true. So, no, I don't have enough evidence. So I got nothing else to say on the subject. King James V Bible is very fucking religion, man. Anyway, I'm not talking about it anymore. I've said all I want to say on it. And I wasn't even trying to go down this rabbit hole. I was just pointing out that I went to a Catholic school, and there's a Catholic school down the road that still do smacking of children in schools. That was the point that I was pointing out. Not trying to go down this rabbit hole into this. Look at that. I worried about talking to you about that shit for too long. I fucking got myself cold. Lost a heat buff. I was waiting for the storm to pass anyway, so it's all good. Topeka, your mum didn't cook dinner. She thought I was going to be asleep a little bit longer, so she didn't cook people. So I'm having a hearty lunch instead tomorrow. I said to your mum, yeah, don't worry about it. I'm right for now. I'll just have a nice lunch tomorrow. So I've got T-bone steak and chips tomorrow for lunch. And that's why people get called Bible thumpers, because once I said I don't want to talk about it anymore, that's the last thing I'm going to say on it, you bring it back up. You would love a T-bone steak? Yeah. It's a nice thick one too. I seen it in the fridge. Wife will take it out in the morning and let it air dry a little bit and then season it and have it ready by lunch. She's a good wife. Science adjusts its views when the evidence comes back that it's not correct. You're right, 100% right. Science adjusts its views as soon as the evidence comes back it's not correct. A science always is willing. That's the thing. Science isn't arrogant. like religion is. Religion's arrogant by saying this is it. No two ways about it. Science willing to go, all right, we made a mistake there. Let's revise and go on the information we have. Science is willing to do tests. Science isn't scared about being wrong. Science doesn't have a will or a whim. Tell me when you've heard enough. Because I'm willing to drop the subject. I've tried to. Mouth's already drooling. Yeah, I've got some chips to go with it, or fries, depending on where you're from. And I'll probably have a couple of fried eggs with it as well. Sometimes the wife will do a nice creamy mushroom sauce to go over it. I like that. I'm not arrogant. I just stick to the truth. Well, I said religion is arrogant. You said you weren't talking religion, so why would you automatically assume that the arrogant comment was applying to you? That's you. So now you are talking about religion. Dude, I've had bigger and better battles about this conversation with clergymen and had them fucking blush and walk away, dumbfounded. Getting hungry from the Pilbara. Awesome. Yeah, DayZ's a good game. Okay, so if people have told you DayZ works better on a PlayStation 5, I don't know. I still feel like it's the same as on PlayStation 4. I honestly notice no difference. I'm not calling anyone names either. Religion isn't a person. Religion is a organisation. I said religion's arrogant. Because a religion goes, this is the book, that's what it is. And religion falls into many different categories. There's 3,000 plus different types of religions on Earth. I could be referring to any particular one of them. You're the one that's inferring that I'm referring to you. That's you, not me. I never once called you any names. And that is proven by my stream that I'm live right now. And anybody wants to who thinks that I did call you a name can scroll back and have a look and realise, no, I didn't. I didn't call you any names. I said religion is arrogant. Science isn't. Science is willing to admit its mistakes. Religion isn't willing to change anything. And when it gets changed, it turns into a new religion. People pick and choose which parts they like, and they get rid of the parts they don't like. Remember how slavery used to be a thing in religion, in the Bible? Remember how slavery used to be in there? Yeah, they got that out of there. Depending which religious group you go to. But slavery used to be in there. It still is. But you're not allowed to own slaves no more. But they still teach that it was fine to. Incest is fine in certain religious groups too. Well, did you hear the part? See, now I believe you're getting selective hearing. Did you hear the part I said where it's in some and that there's over 3,000 and that there's 3,000 different variations of religion and it's in some of those religions? And slavery is in the King James Bible. It's not called slavery. It's called something different, but it actually is in there. They call it servants instead. See, if you don't call it slavery, then when you say you're a servant of God, then you don't consider yourself a slave. You consider yourself a servant. It sounds better. Just change the terminology a little bit. And most people would be able to tell that when I'm talking, when I say you, I don't mean you personally. I mean the person, when someone goes into this, it's, it makes them feel better. Slavery sounds bad. Servants sounds better. It even sounds dignified a little bit. It sounds like you might actually get a wage. Servant is not slavery. Well, a servitude is not willing if there's threats of hell and fire and brimstone for all eternity and you can't question anything. That's not willing servitory. That's scaring someone. That's fear-mongering. There's a difference. And again, over 3,000 different religions, and not all of them have a hell. Not all of them have a heaven. So obviously I'm not talking about every single different religion. So, I don't believe in hell. I don't believe in heaven. I don't believe in hell. I have people ask me that before. Do you believe in hell? They find out I don't believe in heaven. I don't believe in God. Well, do you believe in hell? No. Of course I don't. Why would I? If I don't believe in heaven, then by default I can't believe in hell. Why would I believe in one place that I think's imaginary and not believe in another that's also imaginary, tied to it by its imaginary story? Because the King James Bible is fucking religion. That's why. It's a religious text. That's why I'm lumping it in there. I didn't lump it in there. The church lumped it in there. Don't get mad at me. You want to get mad, you get mad at the people that say it's a fucking religious Bible. They're the ones that dictated those terms, not me. You're mad at the wrong person. And I'm not even saying that you're really mad at me at all. I mean, you're not allowed to be. If your religion says, if you go by that book, you're not allowed to. Got to turn the other cheek, right? Forgive. Not your place to judge and all that. That's the other thing I don't understand with religious groups that have that in their texts. That it's not their place to judge. There's a higher power that'll judge. All right, then why the fuck do they actually try and judge everybody? Why are they the first ones to judge people? Why are they the first ones to go, we need to make rules on what people can do with their bodies? They shouldn't be doing this because it's murder if they have an abortion. Who are you to fucking judge? You're not God. We are religious people. We believe in God. Okay, then you believe that there's a higher power that determines things that you don't get. You don't even understand his word. He has it's easy to be able to play that card. Oh, God has a plan for us. Oh yeah, he has a plan when shit goes bad. We don't understand it when shit goes bad. But every time something goes good, oh, that was God's will. When shit goes bad, it's, oh, he has a plan and it's not our place to understand it. Really? You understand every other text in the Bible on what it means, but then all of a sudden, this particular part we don't understand? That's up to God? Nah. That's where it falls apart for me. That's the first place it falls apart for me. The other thing that falls apart for me is when children die. And it's like, well, God punished them because of the parents. Well, God's all powerful. Why didn't he just punish the fucking parents? That makes him a lazy, fucking malignant, retarded God. Here's the person I'm mad at, so I'll punish an innocent person. I'll punish a bunch of innocent people. Or some people are just crazy and things happen. I think things are more chaotic and chaos and things just happen. And that's just the way it is. That's just life. You live, you die. Sometimes you'll meet a psycho who will try and take your life early. It happens. Is it right? No. Should the person get in trouble? Fuck yeah. Of course they should. You know? Oh, for fuck's sake. Have you been not listening to a word I've fucking said, Nimrod? I've said there's about 3,000 different fucking religious groups, right? And I said that there are ones that actually believe this shit. So if you want to say your God hasn't fucking punished anybody, number one, you haven't been alive for the whole fucking existence of mankind. So you wouldn't know. And you don't know because you've never spoken to fucking God himself and have him answer back. Okay? And you ain't fucking died and gone to the pearly gates to fucking see. And you don't have the right to be able to fucking know what, you know, you don't know what God's plan is if there is a fucking God. So how the fuck would you know whether God's done something? Because he doesn't run everything past you first, does he? So that's an arrogant statement right there. And now I am not calling you arrogant, just so there's no confusion. I'm saying the statement is arrogant. And this is why I said beforehand, I don't want to talk about this no more, because I knew it would get like this. Now I'm going to ask you nicely, because I've already asked you nicely, so I'm going to ask you in the Australian way of nicely, and that's, can we shut the fuck up about this subject? You're starting to fucking piss me off with your whole, I'm going to bring up my own faith, and just assume that every time you talk, even though you've explained that you're talking about all of them in a general sense, I'm going to keep acting like you're attacking me personally. But if you want me to attack you personally, I fucking will. Or you're going to shut the fuck up and let it go. Like I fucking asked you in the first place. Choices. Yours. In your court. Make a decision. And if that means you end up leaving my channel and never coming back, okay, that's fine. I'm not going to beg anyone to stay. Why so angry? Because I asked you, I said to you nicely, I didn't want to talk about this anymore. And you kept fucking pushing. And you keep acting like I'm attacking you personally. Even though I have stated many times that I am not. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to get back to my stream and continue doing what I was originally doing. If that's all right with you. I knew there was a boat somewhere. Then why am I talking about it? Because I was trying to be respectful to you. But you weren't being respectful to me. That's why. But I've just realised I don't need to be respectful for you if you can't be respectful for me. That's what you've taught me. And it taught me also you earned your fucking name Nimrod. Now you can accuse me of calling you a name. Everybody can see this chat. Everybody can see your fucking messages. Any smart, intelligent person will realise, yeah, I'm not the fucking problem when it comes to this conversation. Because I asked you not, I said I didn't want to speak about it anymore and you kept on bringing it up. I literally said that's the last thing I want to say about it, and I said it more than fucking once. That's why you're being disrespectful. Because you couldn't take enough is enough. You thought you walked into my fucking home? You think you got freedom of speech in here? No siree. Freedom of speech don't work like that. Public area, fine, say what the fuck you want. But this ain't a public area. You're chatting publicly, yeah, where everybody can hear and see it. Doesn't mean you get to do whatever you want. So when the host actually tells you, okay, enough's enough, that's your time to fucking go, all right, wind my fucking head in. Or so before someone bites it off. It's pretty simple. If you can't even understand that, why the fuck are you even on YouTube? I never said you had freedom of speech, did I? I said people think they got freedom of speech. That they can just come in. You're a person, right? You're not a fucking dog or a cat that learned how to use a keyboard. You're an actual person. There's other people on the fucking earth. You're aware of that? You're not the only one. I don't care how arrogant you are to think you're the only one on earth, but you're not. There are other people out there. The fuck? You wanted to try and convince me that your faith is real, the Bible is real, it's all truth. And the best way you could do that was by ignoring what the host said and just kept babbling on about it. Even other people in the chat tried changing the conversation. You just bulldoze over them. Don't give a shit, do you? That's fine. I'm going to check out a couple of islands. That's what I'm going to do. Alright, get rid of Mr. Nimrod there. I've had enough of his shit. Yeah, I'm going to get around to the one of the islands and start looking for the shipping containers. I'm just trying to think which is the best way to do it in case I end up having this fuel run out. I don't have fuel on me. I'm going to go around. I'm hoping I can get through here. There's enough fuel in here to get in. It's on yellow fuel, so I'm going to assume that means it's okay. I'm going to assume when it gets to orange fuel, it's going to be worse. Because when it's white, it's full. When it's red, it's empty. So I'm going to assume I got a little bit of fuel. Okay, so big aim of the game. Survive. So you'll spawn in with nothing, basically, and you got to loot up and survive the elements. Let me just turn this engine down a little bit. It's a little bit too loud. So what you got to do is you just got to survive. So you'll spawn in somewhere on the map. This is a DLC map, so you won't have this map if you haven't paid for it. So you'll spawn in on the OG map. And if you're in a public server, then it's you against 60 other people. There's no time limit. There's no storm. It's just you got to survive. There's zombies, there's wolves, there's bears. They're all things that will attack you. You got medicines and all that sort of stuff to be able to heal yourself up. You got different weapons. It's a little bit more involved than most games in the sense of you find a box of ammo and you find a magazine for a gun and you find the gun. Now you have to open that box of ammo, hold that magazine in your hand and load up the magazine. There's no walking over it and automatically loading it up or anything like that. You have to repair your weapons. You have to find repair kits. you can find a car and repair a car. Like I found this boat. I had to put a spark plug in it. I had to find a spark plug. But yeah, it's strictly survival. You know, this is my server, so it's set for PvE. And basically, I'm just saying that I'd rather people not kill people in there. Trying to stay close to the edge in case of fuel runs out. I don't want to be sitting here going, oh no, I got to swim for miles. So I just needed to get this boat, and then I could go check out the islands. You have a map, a compass. Well, you don't spawn in with them. You've got to find them. And then upgrade your clothes, find all that sort of stuff. Build fires to keep yourself warm or to cook food. You can't drink any water unless it's been purified, boiled, or it comes from a well or a spring. You got to be very careful with your shots, because if you accidentally shoot one of your friends, you can't muck around and just shoot your friend and they'll spawn in with all their gear again. Every time someone dies, they spawn in again with nothing. But there's no time limit, you see, so it's just a open sandbox. There's no rules. There's absolutely no rules. Nothing will tell you, it won't tell you how to play the game. It won't tell you what combines with what. You have to figure that shit out, or, you know, get into someone's stream like mine and I'll tell you. You know, if you go, hey, how do I make a fire? I'll explain it to you. I'll even show you if I got the stuff on me, or if I have the ability to make it. I'll even show you. It can be very stressful, because I've seen people get their, you know, character all nicely built up and then all of a sudden get killed, and they get really like, oh man, over it. Oh, you didn't have to delete them either, Miss Peacup. I would have preferred you just leave them there. Because now that you've deleted them, my stream looks out of context. Because it looks like I'm just ranting for no reason. If somebody reads back the chat, they won't know why I was saying what I was saying. It'll just sound like I was just yelling for no reason or got mad for no reason at someone in my chat. So yeah, please don't delete messages again. Thank you. Yeah, it is very interesting. You can build a base and, you know, chop down trees. Yeah, that's what happens when you put them in timeout. It can do that. Yeah. Well, now you know for next time. I don't have many of those moments where I have to do that. It's gone for good. Yep, gone for good. Yeah. Never, when you're in someone's stream, right, never ever, as a mod, never ever remove anything in the chat unless the person who's streaming has asked you. Because some people like me, I don't remove the comments people make in chat. I leave them there for other people to watch and read. Especially when a person's trying to accuse me of saying something that I never said. Or another way of looking at it, Miss Peacup, is let's say I got arrested for murder and you knew for a fact I didn't do it and you had the evidence that proved I didn't do it. By deleting those messages or putting people in timeout, you essentially just got that evidence and set it on fire and made sure I had no evidence. So, yeah, look at it that way. Full disclosure, everybody, Miss Peacup's my daughter. Okay, so, hey, a new hatchet. It's a pristine one. I haven't had a pristine one at all. All my hatchets have been shit. Awesome. So I got ammo. When these run out, I'll have to hold that in my hand and fill it up. Hey, a chocolate bar, but it's frozen. I can't eat it yet. Okay, so here's my car. I'm going to put that frozen thingamajig in there. I'm going to also put the rope in there and the flare because I don't need it. I'm going to grab this fuel. I'm going to go down to the boat, fill it up, bring the fuel can back up, put it in the truck. I think I might put my gun away because I think I should be okay with just my pistol. This will mean that I'll have more room to be able to carry more stuff on my shoulders. If I happen to find a DMR and an M16 or an M4A1 on my travels, then I'll be able to put both of them on my shoulders. It's a thirsty little boat, isn't it? What are these, 20 litres, 30 litres? So, okay, that's a very good question. Allow me to get up here and put this away. And let me just put that gun away and I'll put all the ammo away and I'll show you what I mean. That'll be the easiest thing to do. Must be a two-stroke. Yeah, must be. I didn't add any oil. They had oil in this game, and there was a point where you were supposed to put oil in cars, but it didn't. They didn't make it work. Okay. So when you first start the game, my advice is to go play the introductory video. This is the only tutorial you're going to get. That's it. That's all it's going to tell you about the game. Okay, so let's say you want to play a game. Okay, when you first start, favorites list isn't working for me at the moment, but you have two categories, official and community. Now, in official, you can play against 60 people and the rules are random. It's whatever people want. If someone wants to come up to you and kill you, they're going to come up and kill you. If they want to come up and kill you and chop your body up and eat you, that's what they're going to do. If they want to help, that's what they're going to do. If they want to help you for 5 hours and stab you in the back, well, that's what they're going to do. There's no rules. So this here is like a free-for-all. And you go in there and it's a madhouse. because you'll spawn in fresh, and there's always someone that'll try and kill you, because some of these servers you'll spawn in with a potato with a piece of fruit, and they want it. So you got 3 maps: Shakal, Chernobyl, Livonia. So these 3 maps. Depending on where you are in the world, you look for the letters, Asian Pacific. I have in my filters, I've got it set for Asia, because they're the servers that work best for me, because I'm in Australia. So that's what you do. You just pick one of these, and these are the public ones. Now, I have my own. I pay for a server. I pay a monthly fee to have my own server, and that's what you'd have to do to have your very own server. You'd have to actually pay for it. But there is plenty of servers that are in the community, and all you have to do is just go through and look for one that, you know, has a name that you like. This one here, PvE, so player versus environment. So there's not going to be any people killing each other. So this is a server you could go in to learn, and you don't need to pay. This is someone else's server, and they've got it opened. Now, if you wanted to, you could go in here. I've got show whitelist. Okay, we'll put that as disabled. Let's just, okay. Because I put disabled, if I went hide, we'll put that back as disabled, hide password and whitelist, and then I'll refresh. Okay, these are all the servers anybody can jump in. Anybody that are in the Asian area. If I put it to all regions, then there'd be way more. So you got some, we got a PvP, we got a PvP, we got a PvPvE. Some of these are modded, so you get all the stuff. Some of these have Discord, so you just go to their Discord and they'll tell you what the rules are. There's several pages just in this category you could choose from. Slim, sometimes less is more. Okay, I like that. PvE only, there you go, Hunter's Reserve. PvE only. So there is player versus environment. You could go in there and you could learn how to play the game. So there's a whole heap of, and I've also shortened the list because I hid the ones that I can't go into. If they got a password or they're whitelisted, then that means you have to know the person that runs the server and they'll let you in. So yeah, you just go to the community and just the filters, these things here, they're your biggest help. If you want to make sure that you're only getting ones that you can just randomly jump into, yeah, turn off the hide the password and whitelisted. See, I put it on show because mine's whitelisted. So I put it on show, so it only shows the one server that has the word this in it. That makes it easier for me to find. Make sure password and whitelist is hidden, and then you'll only have a list of the ones that you can go into. And then just, most people will have the rules pop up at the bottom of the screen, left-hand side, if they've got specific rules. Some people might go, hey, this particular areas don't kill people, but this area here is free for all. Might have to learn the map, but now there is no in-game map. There's no map in the game. I mean, there's a map you can find, and all that sort of stuff, yes, but there's no actual in-game map that you can bring up like GTA. But there is a place online where you can get a map, and you can download it to your devices, either Apple or Android. You can get it on your PC. It's called I Survive. It's the word survive but spelt with a Z. And if you get that map, that'll help you out greatly in knowing where you are. Man, I burnt that bloody wood before, and now I've got to go get more. This is ridiculous. Not really, it's part of the game. I just had that little moment there beforehand. I do have a pretty good... I was going to grab some tree bark. Every item has good things about it and bad things about it. Matches. You get over 100 uses. Bad side, they get wet, and once they're damp, you can't use them. But if you find another box of matches, and you got a half box of matches here and a half box of matches there, you can combine them to make a full box of matches. You can also find a lighter. Lighters are waterproof, but if you find a half full lighter and another half full lighter, you can't combine them. You can find guns. You can have more than one gun. I've got a gun on my hip that's got the suppressor. My suppressor is badly damaged, so it's going to break soon unless I fix it. But to fix it, it's going to take me half of a weapon cleaning kit. And my gun itself doesn't need to worry about that right now. So we'll put that away. I do have a map. This is the map I have. And this is what it shows me. It's not telling me where I am. But I know where I am. I'm here. I'm at 073139. So if I look at the side, it says 073. I go across until I see it 139 at the top. I go down. I'm in a little grey building there. You can just see it. I'll try and put it to the end of the... No, I can't. There we go. I'll put it to that end. I'm at the end of the right-hand side of the screen. So I'll try and put it as centre as I can. Now, we're going to go from there. We're going to go around. And we're going to go to this island, check it over. And then we're going to travel down to this island and check this big island over. And then go check this little island here. And then we will come back. And that's what we plan on doing. Hence why we're going to do it during the daytime and when there's no blizzard, because we don't want to get lost out in the ocean. So these islands here we're going to explore. That island there. Not so much that little one there. Maybe. There is a fair few islands around. I'm not going to go check them all because so much space in between, it's so easy to get lost. I mean, as soon as I get from that lighthouse there to the line there, I can't see that anymore, and I can't see that, and I've got to hope I'm going straight. I've got to look behind me the whole time and hope I'm going straight. I've got to try and keep that in view for as long as possible, making sure I'm still going straight, and then I've got to hit that. And I've got to do the same too when I go back that way. Is there a well there? There's a fucking well there. We might explore this a little bit more than normal. I never knew there was a well there before. I will have a look, but there's a possibility for like 20-something shipping containers that could spawn up here, I think. They're not all going to spawn in, but there's a whole... For me, yes, there was a lot of trial and error. I didn't have anybody to help me. I cry, no one helped me. No, I didn't have anyone to help me. I just had to wing it, basically. You know, there are... Like, you can't eat wolf or bear. They're contaminated. I don't know what they're contaminated with, but apparently you get sick if you eat it. So, don't eat wolf or bear. You can eat chickens. You can get bones from chickens and you can craft them into... You can put bones in your hand. You can craft a bone knife. You can make fishing hooks out of them. You can go up to a tree branch and get a stick and make a fishing hook out of it. Or you can be lucky enough to find a fishing hook. But then you have to dig up a worm. And then you have to place the worm on the hook. And then you have to put the hook on the fishing rod. And then you have to cast it. And then bring it in. And then you have to cut the fish up and fillet it. So you get nice little fillets like these inside here. It's a complex game, but it's not. It seems more complex than it really is. Here's my 3 words of advice when playing DayZ. Number 1. Accept the fact that your character will die. At some point, your character is going to die. It'll happen. Accept it. The other thing, number 2, don't get attached to any weapons. There's always a chance that you might die and then lose them. And the number 3 thing is, whatever you're doing, if you're alive, then you are playing the game. Get out of the seat, you idiot. If you're alive, then you're playing the game correctly. Remember those 3 rules, and you'll be fine. You're going to die eventually. Don't get attached to your tools. Don't get attached to your gear. And whatever you're doing, if you're alive, then you're playing the game correctly. If you're dead, then obviously you're mucked up. I should have waited until the blizzard completely finished. But no, I didn't. Now we can be a little bit more reckless and get away from the land a little bit because we got a full motor of fuel. I do not have any spare fuel on me, so if we find a jerry, we're going to fill up the boat again. Now, apart from the map I just looked at, I'm trying to figure out how I get there by memory. I think I'm doing okay. And we're going to hang out on these islands a fair bit because it's a long trip to get here. So we'll stay out here for a little bit and explore them a bit. You know, you might walk around the island and one sea chest might disappear and then another one pops up somewhere else. So we'll have a couple of loops around and see what we find. Exactly, you got to make the trip worth your while. So far, I'm happy because I remembered how to get to this island. One could say just follow the sunbeam but you can't because okay, I'm not seeing any shipping containers. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for camouflage shipping containers. So the military camouflage green and multicolored green patterned shipping containers. That's what we're looking for. And you can explore all of these islands and not find one because one spawned up in one island and by the time you got to it, it despawned and spawned at an island you just were at. You just never know. It's a random number generator. It just likes to fuck with you. Now, what I like to do is when I get to this lighthouse around here, I like to aim my arse at the back of the lighthouse. Whoop. We just want to make sure we can keep that island in our view at the back. And the storm will push you off course if you're not paying attention. That's why I don't just blindly go looking forward the whole time. Beforehand, when I looked like I was driving or riding the boat forward, driving the boat forward, however you want to call it, I was actually looking at the ice sheets that were in the water. Sometimes the boat wants to get a little bit crazy. We should start seeing a mountain pop up in front of us soon. I can still see that one behind us. Faint, there it is. Whew! You just start losing sight of that one as the other one pops in. And if it's too bad of a blizzard, you won't see it at all. Can you fish off the boat? Yes. Yes, you can. But You got to be careful you don't drop anything on the boat because it can go through the boat and then you lose it in the water and you can't swim and dive down to get it. So while you can fish off the boat, I don't do it because there's been times when I've lost the fish because it sits on the boat and I was like, oh, cool, I'll pick that up in a minute. And then I went for another fish and I was like, hey, where's my first fish? And it fell through. So I decided not to fish off the boat anymore. So you can do it, but it's not quite perfect. My advice, just go to the shoreline, fish off a rock. But I mean, if you want to do it because you're making a video and just want some content, then yeah, it's cool. You can do it. Oh, we got one shipping container. A white one. Is that military or what? Oh yeah, it's military. So the story goes, the American-style weapons will be in these sorts of crates. They won't be on the mainland. What do I need to open it? Do I need a crowbar or something? I don't remember these being locked. Okay. Alright, let's have a look on this island while we're here. Maybe there's a crowbar here, I don't know. I don't know what I need to open it. Don't remember them being locked any other time. I don't want to have to look it up. If I need a crowbar, cool. I have a crowbar back at base. And if I need a crowbar, hopefully I can find one on this beach. I should have tried my axe. Yeah, I should have tried my axe to see if you have to bash it open. I will figure it out. There we go, just picked up a fishing jig. A fishing jig's cool because you don't need bait. It's just a lure. It's not in the best condition, but it's a lure. I mean, it's better than nothing. Yeah, I remember the shipping containers being green, and I remember them being, you could just open them. I don't remember them having a lock on them, or being white camo. There's a spot up here with a heap of shacks and stuff like that. Might even be a few zombies. I can't remember. There's a fire barrel in one too. So we could start a fire and get ourselves warm again. Hoorah! I do have a GPS on me as well. So if I put the GPS on, it will tell me exactly where I am on the map. Well, not exactly, but within the square. But I don't need to do that because I don't know where I am. I already know. No, I'm not hearing any zombies. Maybe there isn't any. Yeah, fire barrel. See? Car battery. That's awesome. We got a car battery. We don't even have a car on the fucking island, but we got a car battery. A crowbar. Well, I mean, yes. I mean, I'm assuming it could be a crowbar. It might not be a crowbar needed. And a box of matches. Well, that's good. And a tarp. Well, if you gave me more than one tarp, I'd be right. Should have brought that rope with me. I should have bought the rope. Had I bought the rope, I could have made a temporary shelter. And I would have been able to store stuff in there. But no, I didn't. Okay, so what we can do is we can get that box of matches and combine it with that box. Now we've got a half a box of matches. Now, I don't know, so let's just put that there. I'm going to go back down to that shipping container. I'm going to try the crowbar and I'm going to try the axe and see if they open it. I think it's weird that it gives me the option to hit square to open, but it doesn't open. So, but doors that are locked also do that. Unless I need a lockpick kit. I have one of them. They don't last very long. That's a lot to ask someone. Find the lockpick kit, then come all the way out here. They're not exactly easy to find. I've only found one so far. Shipping container still down there. Good. Don't want a despawning on us. I'm not going to sprint because if I sprint, I'll just waste me water and me. I'll waste me hydration and calories, and I don't want to do that yet. You sprint from danger. You don't sprint from nothing in this game. If you're not in danger, you don't sprint. You'll see people running and sprinting all over the place, and you'll see them busting their ass trying to find food. But then you'll see me, I don't sprint, and I'm not trying to feed and drink all the time. Just jog. It's fine. Actually, it's fine if everybody does the other thing too. I don't care. That's them. That's their gameplay. I feel like that shipping container flipped around. I feel like it's way more in the water than it was before. Second, where'd my fucking boat go? Okay, crowbar doesn't do anything. Where'd my boat go? I feel like that one got turned around and my boat disappeared. Yeah, my boat's up there. So the shipping container disappeared and a different one popped up. Alright. It's not even telling me it's locked. It's just saying I can't open it. Yeah, because I parked up next to the other one. It was here. So they're despawning quick. I just got out of sight of it and it despawned. Okay. Come on, get in the boat, dickhead. Let's see if there's any different coloured ones, because 2 white ones so far and they won't let me open them. Seems like an unnecessary thing they've done. And see, that's the thing, trial and error. You know, I got to figure out how to open them up. There's nothing that's going to tell me in the game how to open them. I'm curious on whether there's 2 types of shipping containers. I don't want to have to look it up. Normally when you go up to a door and it's locked, it'll be locked. And as soon as you got a lockpick in your hand, it'll say unlock. If you got a lockpick in your hand, it'll say it's locked. Or no, it'll say unlock. And yeah. When you got locked doors, if you bash on them enough, they open up. I think we can safely assume that's not going to open. Well, that was a bust. Okay. La, 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 la. 2 hours already. I have a few things back at base that might help open a door. It better not be a blowtorch is needed, because I don't fucking have one of them. And they only last so long there before they swap areas and move around the map. Does it ever get annoying that they move? Yeah, because you never... Oh, look, there's another one. So there wasn't one there. See, if you don't know where they are, you can end up travelling for hours trying to find one, and it just gets frustrating. But I know the islands that have a good ratio of them. Like I said, there's like 20 of them or something that can spawn up on this place. So the odds of one spawning there is pretty good. But I think they might have upped the odds on it to make it a little bit better because people complained about it. But now they've given it this sort of treatment of you need to open it up. I got a couple of things back at base that'll help me out with that. So you're on PC, aren't you? Yeah, I wish this game was cross-platform. At least then I'd be able to help you out. But if you got it on PlayStation 5 and you stream on PlayStation 5, you'll get people come in and they'll want to help. They'll want to give you, ideas on how to survive and stuff like that. You will get a lot of them that'll come in and go, "What server are you in?" And it'll be the first thing they ask you. It won't be "hello host" or anything like that. It won't be "hi, how you going?" It's just "what server," because they just want to know what server you're in, and sometimes that's okay. But a lot of them go, they want to stream snipe you, so they want to watch where you are. They want to know what server you're in. So if you have the ability to run your game through a computer, where you can bring something up that covers up the screen while you look for a server to jump in, better. And that's why I got my own server, because I I stream a lot, and I have my own server, so then I can not have to worry about stream snipers, and I got it whitelisted. So only me friends that are on my PlayStation friend list get to come in here. You have a PS5 as well. Awesome. Oh yeah, that's right. You said that you had it. Yeah, on PlayStation 5, but hadn't played it yet. My bad. See, if you're in my friend list, you could join up. You'd have access to this server, and well, if you had the map, then you'd have access to this server and this map. I'd have to switch it to the original map, so then it was there for you. You can only have one map operating on a server at any one time. But I can swap the maps over whenever I want. But yeah, I mean, it gets annoying because nothing is guaranteed. You're never guaranteed to find everything you're looking for. Like I was looking for a canteen that can hold water to go on my belts. So I have a hip flask. And I only found one this morning. I'd looked over the whole map, hadn't found one. And I was looking in military places too where they should spawn in because it's a military canteen, but couldn't find one. Found one today though, so I was all stoked. Look at that, wasn't one there before, but now there is. It was amazing. I'm kind of just quietly stoked with myself that I can remember my way around. It's been a few months since I've actually been out here, and I may have forgotten a few things. And some things have bloody changed. If I want to take the game serious and like have an adventure and all that sort of stuff with me friends, then it's good to have your own server, because then you don't have to worry about any randoms coming in and just destroying it and going, ha ha, killed you while you're alive. It's just easier that way. You don't have to worry about getting frustrated with those pricks. Just makes it a bit better. When I play in public servers, you just got to go with the flow and know it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Someone's going to see someone streaming live on DayZ, and as soon as you log out and go into a server, they're going to go, hey, what server was that? Let me join in. Let's keep those ice sheets there. Look at that. It's easy to see that mountain now that there's no blizzard. Well, always the way. I was watching your premiere this morning. I can't remember what it was, but I was watching it. I came in last, 20 minutes of it, I think. Can't remember what it was, though. I did say to my daughter, I was like, it's not the type of games that I normally play, but I'll watch them. If he goes live at that, I'll watch. I don't really do much on Twitch, though. So I probably won't watch too much on Twitch. That's the only thing. But if they're on YouTube, if you stream to YouTube or if you upload to YouTube, I'll catch those ones. Just thought I'd let you know. Is that your gamer tag? Your name as well? and Zero Gaming. So what do people call you? What do you prefer people to call you? Because I've been struggling to figure out what I call you. Do I call you N0 Gaming, or because that sounds a little, I don't know, sounds a little weird to me. I mean, you're probably used to it. You've been saying it for a while, I'm assuming. I'm not trying to be mean or anything. I'm gonna say something. It's just a bit of advice, and you can take it however you can do with this bit of advice, whatever you want to do. My feelings will not be hurt. But with a YouTube name, and like, I don't know about Twitch, I'm assuming it's probably the same on Twitch. A cool thing to, well, not a cool thing, but a thing to think about, Ando. Okay. Well, a cool thing to think about is how do people find you? Okay, we know the crowbar's not needed. Yeah, consider how people would find you. Like, if I was to go look up Ando Gaming, how would someone type that? Would they, if they tried looking up Ando, they might go spell it ANDO and not know they need to put a 0 in it. I couldn't find you at first. I was like, I can't find this guy. And then I put a 0, and I said to myself, what if he spelt it? Oh, that's right. It's spelt with a 0. And I had to put a 0 in there. Good for gaming tags, having numbers and that. It's fun. Not so good for channels, because when people type in a name to find a channel, unless they're speaking Russian, chances of them putting numbers in to replace letters might make it harder for people to find you. I'm just saying. Might be something to consider. Did you try with like spaces or anything like that? Someone probably already has that as a name for a channel. That's probably why. Man, not much you can do about that, is there? Someone's already got it. They already got it. Okay, so they wouldn't let you. Alright, cool. You might also, as you start getting larger in your numbers, you might also find yourself getting unwanted contact from people because they realise that's a gaming tag. I realised it was a gaming tag because, I mean, look, it's a gaming tag. It's pretty clear it's a gaming tag. It's just things to consider. There's no right or wrong way to do YouTube. But I find that if you had, like, if you for some reason had a space in between the and the 0, and a space between the 0 and gaming, at least when someone types in the word and, well, that's a keyword. You may come up. And if they were to go movies and gaming, well, then you're more likely to come up twice now because you got and gaming in your name. but the chances of someone putting and Zero Gaming as one word, probably not going to be happening as much. I understand that this is like it could be a pain in the ass. You know, people have got their logos already and all this sort of stuff, and you know, I did make this suggestion to someone else as well because they were using their gamer tag, and they took the advice, and their subscription count was going up anyway, but it makes them a hell of a lot easier to find on YouTube and on Twitch because they're not numbers and underscores and all that sort of stuff, because it's not how people write. Yeah, I mean, that's all you can do. Have a think about it. I'm subscribed to you either way, so, you know, I don't have to look for you. I'll get notifications. But it just might help with other people finding you, especially if you're talking and you say, hey, yeah, you can find me on YouTube on and Zero Gaming. Maybe just a space. You might have to just put a space in between the and Zero and Gaming. Just a space. That might be all you need to do. And if you do it, make the G in gaming a capital. It lets people know that you're educated enough to know that probably should be a capital. I don't know if it needs to be or not. It just looks good in the channels. You see those channels that start with lowercase, all their things all lowercase, and it's like, no capital? You're not even important enough to have a capital on your channel? But like I said, mate, there is no right or wrong way. You do whatever feels good for you and whatever works for you. I don't know what the only reason why I mention it is because it's easy to change your name when you have lower numbers than when you have higher numbers. At least that's what it was like a couple of years back. I don't know, some things might have changed. I've never had to change my name. The other thing is too, a lot of people will call you by whatever they see in the title of their channel. So I get people call me Zombie because they see this zombie bites everything. And so they see Zombie, they call me Zombie. I know another guy is called 7D Sins and 70 Sins, and everyone calls him 7. The Drunk Gamer, everybody calls him Drunk. So most of the time, people in your chat will call you by the name they see in your chat, in your channel. So if you have a clear name in there that, like, see, if you're not allowed to have Ando Gaming or Ando Gaming as one word, then maybe Ando needs to be one word space then Gaming with a capital G, capital A, maybe. But with the O being an actual O, not a zero, maybe. Hey, just food for thought, man. Do it, like I said at the beginning, do whatever you want to do with that advice. I just feel like it to help people grow on that. I just feel like I just needed to mention it. There you go. You're automatically 50% more likely to be found now because you got Ando, and now people know what to call you. They can call you Ando. So people will more likely come in and go, hello, Ando. There you go. Hopefully that doesn't change any of your you don't have to rethink any of your logos or backgrounds or anything like that for your banner and all that sort of stuff. Hopefully it doesn't change too much there. Hopefully Twitch, if you end up changing it on Twitch, hopefully Twitch allows you to do it as easy as YouTube did there. And seeing as how Sky supports you and Miss P Cup supports you and told me to check your channel out and that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make you a moderator, so then you have a little bit more freedom in how you speak in the chat, so you don't have to worry about any of your stuff being held for review or anything like that. Just getting my character nice and warm. Got to go back to the base. I'm going to get a padlock and come back and see if I can open up these sea containers. Now, if you're a newbie on DayZ, I do believe you will get some traffic through YouTube and Twitch. Especially if you put in the title that you're new at DayZ. A lot of people are going to come just to try and fuck with you. Just keep that in mind. Let them. All right? Let them. They come in, they stream snipe you, just let it happen. Just laugh. Right? Just giggle at it, laugh. It's a learning experience. It's fine. Right? Don't worry about it. Let the entertainment happen. I guarantee, I reckon if you were to play DayZ this weekend, I reckon by the end of the weekend, you probably would have doubled your subscription count. All right, so we're going to drive back to the base. Grab the lockpick. Yeah. Now you do have the option to go from first person to third person. R3 will do that for you. You can switch between them. You can even zoom in by double clicking L1. Well, those containers might not be there, but some other ones will be. And if not, I think if we just walk around the island a little bit, they'll spawn up again. They seem to be spawning in pretty good, so the ratio might be pretty good now. Just, they've made it harder to open up. And if I'm using a lockpick to open it up, which I'm thinking that's probably going to be the thing I need to use, if I'm using a lockpick, then the chances are you go out there with a lockpick, you're only opening up a couple of sea chests anyway, because a lockpick wears down after time. You only get so many uses out of it before it becomes ruined. Once something is ruined and it has a red dot, then that's it. You can't repair it. And unfortunately, you can't repair lockpick kits. There are some things you just can't repair them. So I don't know how much use I have left on my lockpick. I will find out. I will find out. There's a couple of things I can test first to see if that's going to be 100% what is needed. Hey, look. There's an a gunter. Claim. Claim. And fucking claim. Oh, you need a battery and a radiator. And then you're good. All right. What have we got here? All right, well, let's put that in there. Let's put the boxer matches in there. Let's put one empty bottle in there. Let's put that axe in there, and let's put that badly damaged hook in there. And we'll leave that like that. Claim. That's how I claim cars. That's how we claim cars in my server. You just put stuff in it. That car was empty, had no stuff in it. The only stuff in it now is the stuff I put in it. So, awesome. If someone comes along and sees that, and they go, cool, the car, and then they see stuff in it, they'll go, oh, someone's already claimed this one, and they'll walk off. See, I hope the container's going to still be there, but chances are it's not. Okay, so these cars, about these cars, they are manual. X to go down in gears, circle to go up in gears. They are manual. Don't redline them, because if you do, you'll see an engine symbol flashing on the bottom left there. And that means I'll burn the engine out. Burn the engine out, car won't work. You'll lose the car. And then if you can't find a place to put all the stuff that's in the back of the car, when the car despawns, and it will, if my car died right here, by the time I got to the end of that town, turned around and came back, there'd be no car. It would despawn. So they despawn pretty quick. And of course, anything that's inside them will be despawned. Now, I like to drive in first gear in the cars. I drive in first gear and I take it slow. That's because this is not GTA. If you drive too fast in this game, the game goes, oh, I was trying to render in the trees up ahead and you were going too fast, so we decided to freeze the car so we could render in all the stuff in front. And that problem means your car's frozen. Well, your screen's frozen. The car's technically not frozen. As soon as it freezes, it goes and it starts redlining and it starts steering in any direction it wants to go. And 9 times out of 10 hits a tree. And once you hit the tree, your radiator gets broken. And then you have to find a new radiator. And then you got to put water in the radiator, because if you don't have water in the radiator, it'll break on you. So you got to make sure you sort of pay attention, and if you feel like it's going to start freezing, just slow down and maybe turn the engine off. At least then no controls are going to the car, so it won't automatically do anything. But it is I mean, cars are one of those things that they're very hard to, well, I mean, they're not so hard for me to get up and running because I know where all the car spawns are on the map, been playing it long enough. So I know where to go, I know what I need. Getting a car's not too hard. Certain maps I don't bother getting a car because it's like not worth it. If I'm in a public server, man, I don't bother. Fuck that. You can't defend yourself in a car. You can't lean out and shoot. You can't shoot at all. Can't pull out weapons. You can open a door, and if you wanted to, you could bail out, but I'd probably die. There's a good chance you'll die. So you can't do that. So in the public servers where people will shoot at you, there's just no point being in a car. You're just an easy target. They'll shoot up the car and ruin the car, and then as you get out, they'll shoot you too. That bridge is out, so I have to take this little dirt road. Now I want that T-bone now. Oh, we're bordering on the red line then. There we go. This town here is where we started when we started the stream up. We were in that house. So, alright. And we ran for bloody miles to go get that boat. These police cars on the side of the road, they generally have some good gear in them. You might find yourself a Pioneer rifle. Might find a scope to go with it. Might find a handgun. Might find a vest. You know, might be a stab vest. Might be a police vest. You know, one's better than the other for different reasons. You've got to worry about your clothes insulation. So right now, most of the clothing I got is best insulation or high insulation. And if it gets wet or it gets ruined or like damaged or badly damaged, and as it goes down in its damage and starts heading towards ruin, the insulation will change. Will go from best to high to medium to low to worst if it's completely ruined. The same with the different degrees of wetness. It'll go down from best insulation to high insulation if it's damp. You know, low insulation if it's soaked or drenched. Medium insulation if it's, you know, just soaked. So you got to make sure you stay dry. Make sure you stay on top of repairing your clothes. As long as you find sewing kits or duct tape, you can repair your clothes. But yeah, if you get into playing DayZ and you get into streaming it, and you're in the public servers, and people ask if they can join you, yeah, man, let them. To talk to people, all you do is just hold down the left direction button, and anything you say, they'll hear you, and if you let go of it, they won't hear you. I mean, of course, if they're watching your stream, they'll hear anything you're saying. So it's best not to talk shit about the people that you play with, you know. You can't go, hey, mate, how are you? And then when they go, oh, blah, 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 you just get out there and go, what a fucking dickhead that guy is, because he might be watching your stream. You never know. My base is a little distance away. I do apologise. I can't fast travel or anything like that. It doesn't have that sort of thing. I believe there are people that have made maps where they have a fast travel thing activated in it. Because you can mod your server. Like if you get your own server, you can mod it. You can muck around with the XML files. Just a nice Sunday drive, yeah. Pretty much. Like an old nice drive in the country. We're going to go see Martha and the kids. Maybe have some wine and some caviar along the beach. Yeah, quaint. You know? I don't know, I went old posh English then. I don't know why. But oh, there's a spare tyre on that car. I don't have an Olga, so I'm not needing it. Oh, a spot of tea? Would you like some crumpets and spot of tea? What was I watching the other day? Paradise PD. Would you like some tea? Would you like a spot of tea? Oh, Lester Ruddle wouldn't have goddamn... Oh, you never said you had crumpets. My name is Lester Carbon the Fourth. Good show. Yeah, I like it. Paradise PD's funny as fuck. Big Mouth's funny as fuck. Anybody that's a Big Mouth fan, season 8, I think it is, or whichever season it is. New season in 4 days' time, 3 days' time now on Netflix. On the 24th, 23rd? 23rd, that's right. And bonk. Just ran that one over, just standing out in the middle of nowhere. See, I could look at every single house if I want to loot up. And you'll find, you know, when you first start, that's a choice you're going to have. Do I look in every single house? My advice, when you first start playing DayZ, do everything. Do everything. You know, look in every house. Then when you die and you come back, maybe don't look in every house. Not this map, and not the Livonia map, but the OG map. There's fruit that'll drop off the trees and land on the floor, and you can look on the floor for a pear or a plum or an apple. You know, I wouldn't eat the ones that say they're rotten. If they're dried, eat it. If it's fresh, eat it. If it's rotten, I'd avoid it because it's going to make you sick. But you can still eat it. Maybe you'll find the antibiotics and multivitamins and make yourself better. Maybe. That's a possibility. So that car I claimed back there, I will eventually get that and I'll bring that back for Topeka. So she's got a car. She's got a truck at the moment, but it's not... The trucks aren't the best for driving. I mean, they drive really well, but you got to change gears going up and down the hills, and it's a bit of a pain in the ass. I'm not a huge fan of changing the gears. My timing's not the best. It's probably because I spend most of my time just in the first gear nursing it. I mean, if the game froze right now, there's a chance I could end up in the ocean and I'll just lose the car altogether and all my stuff inside it. I've been watching a a TV show called The Devil's Plan. It's a Korean game show. And I just got to say, I am not intelligent enough to be on that goddamn show. A game show where intelligence is actually required. Where's those game shows where you can potentially hurt yourself? Sign me up for that. That's what I'm good at. Hurting myself. Doing stupid shit and hurting myself. Yeah, I can do that. Want me to solve equations and shit like that? Not happening. Not under pressure, that's for sure. And the guys in his show, he won a national math tournament. I'm like, math tournament? Math tournament? I didn't know there was tournaments for math. And afterwards I said to myself, well, why wouldn't there be? There's spelling bees. Why wouldn't there be one for math? I was like, yeah, all right. This is when your brains are sort of like, your logic's rational thought disappears for a sec and then logic sneaks back in. Calm down. They have spelling bees, so why wouldn't they have a math one? Yeah, you're right, brain. I love you, brain. No, it's all right. I love you too, human. I was talking with my brain, not to it. I'm not crazy. Well, I'm no more crazier than the next person. We're almost at the base. It's just around this corner. Are those guys still following me? No. Yeah, it's not crazy talking to yourself. It's responding to yourself. That's the crazy part. Ain't that right, zombie? You know it, zombie. Alright, now first things first. Home sweet home. Let's drink some water. We got a generator, we got a cable reel so we can extend lights. I do need to put a spark plug in there and fill it up with some fuel. But other than that, that'll be fine. Now if I go up to this door, yeah, see it says square and it's locked. But a lockpick. See, when I got a lockpick in my hand, it gives me the option to lock it. If I take the lockpick out of my hand, I only got the option to open it. I didn't have a lockpick in my hand. Now these doors unlock, and if I drop it, square, and making the same movement as the other ones. So I'm thinking this is what we need. Alright. Right, so we'll go back to the boat, get back in the boat, get back out to the island, and check this out. And if this works, then awesome. We've managed to figure it out without having to look up a video. or anything like that. Even worse when you talk to... You ever hear someone talk to themselves and you're thinking to yourself, this isn't the place you really want to be talking to yourself. And like you're standing at a public urinal and then there's someone in a store and they're talking to themselves. I guess now you never know whether they're talking to themselves or whether they're doing a TikTok video. Hey followers, I'm doing a shit right now. Do you want to know if I fold my paper or scrunch it? I don't know what the young kids are doing these days. But last time I was in a public toilet, I heard someone talking and I'm thinking, who's this guy talking to? He's not talking to me, is he? I washed my hands and I walked out, left him talking to, I don't know who he was talking to. But there are certain places you probably shouldn't talk to yourself. Or talk to yourself. Don't worry, it didn't affect me any. But there are certain places I feel, maybe this isn't the right place to talk to yourself. That is one fucking hell of a mustache. That's a porn star if I've ever seen one. That's a 70s porn star if I've ever seen one. Picture him knocking up. I'm here to clean the pool. I'm your landlord and you haven't paid your rent. Oh, how can I pay my rent today? Looks like Tom Selleck. Yeah, right. He's got that Tom Selleck look. Instead of Magnum PI, he's Magnum PU. So you set this area is supposed to be a Russia type location, or Ukraine or Poland, one of those. I've been told it's many, but judging by the letters and all that sort of stuff, I think it's more Russian, maybe. I don't know. And it's set in the year 1996. I think October or September of 96 is when it's set. Hence the shitty vehicles that you get in the car, because they're of that era. And hence the weapons and that as well. You won't find real modern weapons. So you won't find jet bikes, rocket launchers. And even though rocket launchers weren't actually that, they're not that modern. Whoa! There's one of those lag moments. One of those glitches. That happens. Thanks, game. It didn't kill me, so we're good. Ah, man, I thought you had a hood. No hood. Hey, bitches! Bonk. Come on, get your cardio in. You don't want to end up looking like me, a fat lump. Keep running. Pink elephants, pink elephants, pink elephants on parade. Here they are, bibbidi bobbidi. Bum 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 bum. A fucking song stuck in my head, eh? Pink Elephants from Dumbo, the cartoon. The only Dumbo I'm willing to recognise. The other day, me and a mate, we travelled all the way up to the top of a volcano that's here. Found a scientist that had a briefcase. Grabbed the briefcase. We had to find a key so we can unlock the briefcase. We unlocked it. And then we took the glow plug that was in it and took it to the military base, put some fuel in the generator at the military base, plugged in the glow plug, and then my mate operated the generator and the switches while I was inside the bunker clearing out the zombies and getting the loot from out of there. Actually, out of all the loot that we got out of there, the only thing I ended up getting was a pair of night vision goggles. Everybody else got the loot. It went to everybody else. I didn't need it anyway. I normally travel around with minimal stuff. In a public server, I don't even carry guns. In a public server, I generally just, wander around, see what happens. I find it a challenge being in with all these other people and not having them kill me because they can't find me or they don't see me, and I'm able to survive living amongst all these people that are willing to just shoot on sight. That's my challenge I give myself. And when you're safe and you're not doing anything, one of the cool things to do is just put something in your hands and then hover over other items to see if a combine button comes up. Get a burlap sack, put a piece of rope in your hand, hover over the burlap sack, it'll say craft a bag. Cool. Now you got a bag. Get some short sticks from a tree or a shrub, hold them in your hand, hover it over that bag you just created while it's empty. Hey, you can upgrade the bag. Now it holds more stuff. The way they do their inventory is a bit, well, they'll say like a backpack. The backpack I'm wearing has 56 space. The hatchet that I've got takes up 8 spaces. So once I put that in, I've only got 48 spaces left. Box of matches takes up 1 space. Now I've only got 43, and so on and so forth. So if you hear people talk about spaces and they say, oh, I've got a 12 space shirt, then they're saying that whatever they add in there, the total number has to work out to 12. It won't be 12 items, unless, of course, each one of those items only takes up 1 space. My water bottle takes up 3 spaces. My canteen on my hip takes up 4 spaces. But because it's on my hip, on the belt, it's not taking up any space because it has a spot that's assigned just for the canteen. So on your belt, you have 3 designated spots that you put a belt on, and as long as you find a holster, you can put the holster on your belt. Now you've got somewhere to hang a gun. Take that out of your shirt, not taking up room in your shirt anymore. Find a knife sheath. That can go on your belt as well. Now you've got somewhere to put a knife. That's not taking up room in your inventory anymore. Canteen, same thing. Now my backpack, you might see on my backpack there's a hatchet hanging on the back. That hatchet takes up 8 spaces. But it's taken up no spaces on the back because there's a spot on the back just for one-handed melee weapons, like an axe or a crowbar or a field shovel or pipe wrench. I can't think of all the one-handed melee weapons. But yeah, there's a spot for it on the backpack. But the second one I've got that's inside my backpack is taking up 8 spaces. So you can get over encumbered by weight and not have enough sprint left, or you can have no space left because you've picked up lots of stuff. And whether you've picked up lots of stuff or not won't necessarily mean you're heavy. It just means that either you depending on the stuff, like I can carry a couple of car batteries that'll weigh me down. I could carry 9 boxes of bullets that won't weigh me down as much. One car battery takes up 9 spaces. 9 boxes of bullets takes up 9 spaces. I think the 9 boxes of bullets, I think they're like half a kilo for each box, I think is what they say it is. It will tell you an approximate weight of what stuff is. When you hover over it, it normally tells you. If you can't put it away, you can always carry it. Sometimes, when I'm completely full, I'll hold a shirt in my hands. And then whenever I pick anything up, it just goes straight into the shirt. Or I'll hold a backpack in my hands and it'll go straight into that. Pros and cons of doing that though. If you're holding a backpack or a vest in your hands, the chances are you're using 2 hands. When you're using 2 hands to hold an item, as opposed to free hand or 1 hand holding it, so nothing in your hands versus 1 hand holding something versus 2 hands holding something. You're going to be faster always with just nothing in your hands. You're jogging, you're walking, you're sprinting, all of that's faster. As soon as you got something that's taking up 2 hands, that's really slowing you down a little bit. And then you got large items that need 2 hands, like tents, barrels, sea chest, car door, car tires, all that sort of stuff. And then you can't sprint with them in your hands at all. They weigh you down. The more you get weighed down, the more stamina you lose. The more stamina you lose, the less sprint you have to get away from these guys. The ability to jump on top of a car or a sea container, or even just simply jump a fence, like this short little fence. If you're too over encumbered, you won't be able to jump it. So if you're getting chased by a zombie, you'll have to look for a gate, like there, or a hole in the fence, and aim for that. You can't accidentally discharge a gun either. You have to look down the sight to be able to shoot. If you hit R2 while you're running, your gun's in your hand, it won't go off. You could be thirsty and hungry, and if you walk up the snow, it'll say, hold square to eat snow. But if you don't have the medication, you're going to get poisoned. There's that bridge. Bloody sun's going down already. I think we'll be right. We still have free heat buff. We haven't lost anything. The sun is going down, but I think it's going to take a while before it fully goes down. we might be able to get to the boat, get in it, and get out to where we need to go before the sun completely goes down. But if there's a blizzard, we ain't leaving. No. If it's night time and there's a blizzard, just get knocked around by the wind and that, and turned around all over the place, and you just end up getting lost, wasting energy. The sun seems to be high up in the air still. It must have been just the hills that were making it look like it was going dark. Yeah, I'm not getting no change in the headlights either, like not even noticing when they go on. So, probably okay. Yeah, sun's high up there. Probably it's a cloud or a hill. Sunlight disappears at different times depending on where you are on the map because of the hills. The sun can't pass through hills. So as it goes down, certain hills block out the sunlight. So it'll appear darker in valleys than on hilltops. Just like in real life. That's why places like the West Bank go dark at night time, or get nighttime seems to happen early in some places there. There's the mountains. Little puffy cloud with a dawn. If I had a choice between the two, you know what I'd honestly choose the one with the fluffy little shoes. I'll come for that car later on. I'm just curious now whether the lockpick is what I need. It says cow crossing, but I've never seen any cows in this particular map. They're in the first and the second map, but not the third. of coffee. Back in a minute, guys. Okay, let's have this coffee break. Okay, so I'm sitting in the car right now with the engine running, so then my heat buff doesn't disappear. The heat buffs are the things in the middle, right-hand side, bottom right. You can see a temperature gauge, and there are 3 plus symbols. Each one of those plus symbols is a heat buff. As long as I got them, I'm not going to freeze. Oh, but I want to go out and test this. So what have I got? I do. I left that axe. We are going to take that with us. Yes, we are. That'll become apparent once we get out there. Why we need that. Some trees you can get wood out of just by using your hands. That's what I tell the wife all the time. Oh, you want to see some wood? Try using your hands. Anyway, enough of that. I am going to start a fire and keep myself warm while I have my coffee. Oh man, why couldn't you put like a sharpening stone now? I really would like a sharpening stone. Can I have a sharpening stone? A pair of pliers. I mean, fine. Now, if I needed to, I could get a short stick and that piece of bark, and I could create it into, that's a log, but I could create it into a fire drill, which means that I can use it to start a fire. I don't need a lighter or matches. Now, it's not always easy to find that stuff, but it can be done. For instance, another thing, I drew my own blood. I found out what my blood type was. It's O negative, and I took some of my blood and I attached it to an IV starter kit. And now, for any reason, if I lose any blood, I can give myself a transfusion and live. What's in here? Anything? No. Nothing. When you light a fire in this game, people will know where you are. Smoke comes out the chimneys. Okay, I'm going to go like that. Where is it? You. Come here. The Zagorki chocolate bar. I think that's Australian approved. Let's attach it there. We're not cooking it. What we're doing is defrosting it, because right now it's frozen. Does chocolate actually freeze? Or does it just go super hard? Come on. Anytime. Eventually, that would defrost in my pocket anyway. Let's see if I can find Ando's channel on the that YouTube, Twitch. No. Let me see if this works. There we go. Gave a follow. Found him. That was easy. Not sure if you're there, Ando, still, but I gave you a follow on Twitch as well. Now, I don't normally follow people on Twitch. It's not a big deal. I just don't use Twitch that much, so I use it just to follow people. Go watch their stuff every now and then. Oh, excuse me. Ah, we can go. Weather looks calm enough. No blizzard. We're overheating, which is good because I'd rather be leaving overheating than not being warm enough. Come on. Get in, get in, get in before you get your feet wet, you idiot. Jesus Christ. And there we go. All right, let's go find out if we've got the right tool this time. And we'll have to find out whether there's any shipping containers. There might not be. No, we'll find out. Do 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 do. At least we can be in this the whole time. It's very unlikely the boat's going to glitch out. There's not a lot that you're seeing that's needing to render in. You're not close enough for it to render in. The colour's the same on the water. The colour's the same on the for the sky and the ice sheets. So do 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 do. My favorite little shoe. Woo 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 woo. Is that it out there? Oh, that might be. I think it is. It is. Once you start zooming in, you start seeing trees, you know you're on the right path. Now we'll stop if we see a shipping container. If we don't, then, oh well, let's keep going till we see one. And if this ain't the item needed, hey, sea container, cool. If this ain't the item needed to open it up, then I got no idea, but at least we'll find out soon rather than finding out later. Jesus Christ. Brake would not work. I got to push this back out. No, I didn't want to get in. You had it right the first time when I wanted to push, you idiot. I wanted to push, and then all of a sudden the water came in, and it went, you want to get in. It changed it on me. It does that. DayZ's full of nasty little things like that. Alright, you little bitch. Still locked, huh? Right. Well, then I'm officially stumped. I got no idea. A knife? It can't be the blowtorch. Can it? That's pathetic. DayZ devs, you's a bunch of fucking cocksuckers. You had it fucking fine the first time. Why do you fucking do this shit? They do, eh? I swear. Oh, you can eat a potato without having to peel it. We should change it to where you need to peel the potato first before you can eat it. Why? Who gave you that idea? Who said to you, I wish you had to peel it first? It was easier to get in the crates. They would just open them up. Now, all of a sudden, they don't open up. You change the colour of them. Okay, fine. You change the colour. What was the point of that? Makes no goddamn sense. I think I'm going to have to look it up and find out exactly what I need to do. And this means that I might have to stay on this island for now. We got a house here, we can stay warm. Okay. Alright, well, that's been 3 hours now. What are we looking at? 3.5 hours almost. We'll jump off here and we'll come back tomorrow and see what it is. I'll have a look into it to see what it is I need. I don't want to have to look it up, but I ain't going to go wandering all over the map. This is the second time I came out here, and I don't understand why they're closed like that in the first place. It makes no sense to me, unless there's something different about those ones and they're false crates, they're not real ones, and there's other coloured ones that I'm looking for. I don't know. But I'm going to look into it because that's annoying. I don't like having to look into stuff, but we're going to have to. Big shout out to everyone that came in. Ando, shout out to you, mate. Miss P Cup, shout out to you. Shout out Jimmy. Shout out to Topeka. Shout out to anyone that might have been lurking in the background there. Big shout out to you all. And I'll catch you all later on. I'm out on my dot and dust. See ya.